handle him just having fun, talking about her on the internet. And so she orchestrated all of this to retaliate. And all of these guys willingly and enthusiastically participated. They're doing it right here. And after being prompted by Miss O'Neill and praised for not being able to be silenced, Ramsauer reiterated that he was the voice and that he spoke with the victims who told him they didn't want to talk about or rekindle the alleged traumatic event. How convenient. But they did want to make sure he went online and spoke about it as much as possible.
He touched the street.
Wow. Have any of his other victims spoken up? Or do you think maybe just because it sounds like you're a pretty strong person with everything you've gone through. I don't know if he's been able to threaten and scare a lot of the other people involved. Obviously you can't be silenced, and I appreciate that.
Now I am the voice for the ones that, I am the voice. So
that's infuriating. Because if I'm a victim, I'm like, yo, don't be speaking up for me, dude. Not you. It ain't gonna be you. If I'm too afraid to speak up and I want somebody else to speak up for me, that motherfucker ain't gonna be you. I'm gonna find somebody credible. I'm gonna find an actual victim's advocate. Not the guy who just did an 8-year stretch who's lying about beating up pedophiles.
I seen it. I seen who it was done on. We talked about it. They don't want nothing to do with it. They don't want to rekindle it. They don't want to think about it. They just want me to make sure I stay stumped down and let it be known.
Miss O'Neill opined that Bradshaw was afraid of Ramsauer because of what Bradshaw was saying was the truth, quote unquote.
He's probably afraid of you because you know the truth, and he's ashamed of himself too. And he knows, like, seeing you, and you're not gonna let him escape the truth.
Oh no,
he's just filled with shame.
Oh no, that's exactly.
See what Meredith didn't count on, because she probably just made some pretty stereotypical assumptions, and I'm being nice. She didn't count on Ray from Dallas having a lawyer. She didn't count on that shit. And I wonder why. She also complained that she had received the cease and desist letter, but Ramsauer had not.
I mean, Alex, you're not in this for anything. You're not in this for money. I mean, if anything, I feel like Ray could retaliate against you. And it's weird that has he sent you any kind of legal letters or cease and desist or anything like that ever? And your post has been up there for the public to see for 2 years. He could have sued you then. He could have done that, but he's not going to, because he knows what you're telling is the truth, it seems. So
tell him bring that lot of.
Wow. Okay. Mr. Baldassari asked a relevant question to Ramsauer that many were thinking. Why didn't Ramsauer go to the police or DCF about what he saw? Ramsauer's response was that he didn't recognize anything was wrong with it when he was 9 or 10, and that it wasn't until he got older that he didn't realize what was going on was actually predator stuff. Specifically, he said that he didn't realize there was anything wrong with child rape until he went to jail at the age of 20. And he began reading case law about people who were convicted of raping children. It was at that moment that it hit him, and that he had witnessed similar abuse from Mr. Bradshaw, and he realized that was wrong as fuck. After getting out of jail, he claims he ran into the victim, who was upset that Ramsauer had said something on YouTube about what he had seen. Now, that's interesting. You're going to tell me this man, a man of the streets. I mean, it's safe to assume that Alex Ramsauer is a man of the streets, no? Considering that he did 8 years in prison for aggravated robbery, he is a result. He is a product of his environment, no? You're going to tell me that the subject of child molestation never came up on the streets? You're going to tell me that this guy never saw an episode of an after-school special of something to that effect? You're going to tell me that this guy didn't hear about stories or hear jokes about someone interfering with someone else? It's one of the worst things that you can hear about. You're going to tell me that this man was spared from the atrocities of the mere idea that children could be molested until he was 20 years old? And he managed to just skate through the raindrops of child molestation without having this knowledge? Without being victimized himself? While he's becoming a product of his environment, which I'm sure he most likely blames for his actions, for spending 8 years in prison for aggravated robbery. Aiden goes on to say, in fairness, he hadn't been invited by Meredith O'Neill to James Amaril's first annual YouTube birthday bash until recently. Ramsauer did not know how old Bradshaw was until he came up on the panel, at which time he determined that Bradshaw must have been 16 years old when Ramsauer claims he witnessed him raping children.
What is he now?
I would think like 45, right?
45?
I think they said 43.
43? I'm 37. So that means he's 6 years older than me. So that means when I was 10, he was like 16, 17.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's wild, man.
And
He's like 15, 16, yeah.
nah, about 16, 17. It
Yeah,
depends on
16, yeah, 16, 17, right. Yeah. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
You were just a kid yourself, man.
I mean,
I-
10 years old, man, is young, man. You could, that's a
Yeah.
young age. I mean, you still believe in Santa Claus, man. I mean, like,
I was just a kid, and I probably I just give it 10, but I was probably like 9 or 10, man. Ain't no 10.
Oh, I can't do spaces. I can't do spaces. Sorry. It goes on to say Miss O'Neill asked Ramsauer about whether or not Bradshaw had seen Ramsauer when Ramsauer walked in on him raping children, and if Bradshaw had threatened Ramsauer into silence as a child. Ramsauer claimed that when he was at his grandfather's house one time, he walked in with a little shed in the backyard, and Ramsauer walked into the shed and caught Bradshaw on his knees, giving, oh God, to an unidentified little boy. Now I'm going to skip through some of this stuff. But let's go through the summary. Okay? Let's go through the summary that Aiden points out here. Dude, I would love to watch Jimmy and Nan. That would be great, but I can't because I can't. I'm banned on Twitter and I can't attend spaces. It cannot be done. So I'm sure that it will be clipped and recorded. And it will be made available. So if somebody has the foresight to clip it and record it, I'm going to kick you out, Emily EC. If you don't pay attention to what I'm telling you, I cannot get on spaces. Okay? So, if someone can record it and send it to me, then I will play it. Oh, who's streaming me? Oh, that's fantastic. All right. Thanks, Kasi. All right. So let's go over the bullet points because understand, Aiden is supposedly going to interview this Alex character tomorrow. This Alex character is the voice for the victims. Okay. And it's very important that these victims have a voice. And therefore, Alex has agreed to do an interview with Aiden Turtle Boy Carney. And yes, thank you. Appreciate it. And he is going to speak up for these victims. Now, it's very strange because I've been noticing some people here have been walking this back. It's very interesting to see people walking this back. And I'm not even going to go over those bullet points. We're going to move on. So let me show you guys this real quick. So Aiden posted this 12 hours ago, 11 this morning. Yesterday, my YouTube colleague, Randy Baldessari, JFK show off, texted me and urged me to interview Alex Ramsauer on my show. So I reached out to Alex and he agreed to come on to discuss the serious allegations he made about Ray from Dallas. Today and many others are now urging Alex not to do the interview that he suggested I conduct, meaning Randy, Turtle Boy's colleague. Why would anyone be afraid of the truth coming out? Exactly. And here, this is a text thread between Aiden and Randy. Just interview him yourself, Randy says. He will come on your show. Do what you do. He will come on your show. And Aiden says, I reached out on Facebook, but he didn't respond. You got his number? I don't. Let me work on that, and I'll get in touch. Thank you, sir. Stronger together. Because we are, folks. We are absolutely stronger together, my friends. Okay? Unity. That's what this is about. Fun stuff here, folks. Fun stuff. Now, this is interesting here. Let's take a look at this. Excuse me. We all know this Ruby person, but I love this because this Ruby person hates my guts. Okay? But check this out. Laferio reposts this. It says, interesting, not real Laferio. This is the parody Laferio. Even the diehard JFK and Nanthrax supporters are starting to question the allegations made against Ray. Ruby is very interested in what Alex will say on the Turtle Boy presentation on Saturday night, too. They hate him, but they can't stop watching him. Ruby D is saying, this has been tugging at my heartstrings in my mind. So I'm just going to put my thoughts out there. I don't believe it was Alex's place to disclose the Ray from Dallas information on a public YouTube channel. I have all sorts of mixed feelings and emotions on this, and I feel that it was wrong for him, Alex, to do. I think the conversation should have been stopped as soon as it started, but be it true or not, had this happened, it would have had such a snowball effect. Turtle Boy and his cronies do not know if the allegation is fact or not. No one does. All it is at the moment is hearsay. So everyone should sit the fuck down and shut the fuck up. And the only reason she said Turtle Boy and his cronies is because she doesn't want to come off like she's saying anything pro Turtle Boy. Anything in support of Ray from Dallas or anybody in support of Turtle Boy. God forbid she comes off that way. Now, this is all fascinating. Oh, yeah. And yeah, I'm not going to get into that right now. All right. Let me see something real quick. Everybody's going crazy over that, that video that Donald Trump posted. That's all I'm seeing. So, yeah, I am very, very much looking forward. Very much looking forward to seeing this interview take place tomorrow. Okay. Okay.
He goes, gets his chocolate glazed, maybe a jelly, small, always a small Dunkin' Donuts coffee. I don't know why they always want the small
always a
Dunkin' Donuts coffee. The way you peel that little pot back, that little plastic pot, and it always spills on me.
Nothing that this dude is saying is fucking worth a shit. Now, this is the thing. This is the thing that this dude is going to have to fucking face. Okay, that unless he is shit talking me or Aiden or Ray or anyone else, unless he's shit talking someone, he doesn't have anything worth a shit. It's fucking wild. Like, let's compare, okay? Let's fucking compare. Let's compare the fact that I can stream this guy and charge fucking money, right? And people would rather watch me do that than actually watch him. And on top of that, some people criticize me for not doing regular live streams enough. That I'm doing these petty streams way too often. Now, in my defense, I've seen this a bunch of times. People are like, oh my God, look at all the members only stuff in comparison to the non-members only stuff. If you look at Glaire's channel. Well, you also got to understand that I do the clubber walks almost daily. If I'm doing them regularly, I'm doing them almost daily. So, yes, of course, there's going to be a lot more members only content when you look at it at glance, because I do the Clever Walks almost every day, and those are members only. That's members only content. But the fact is people who complain about it, it's because they want to hear my insight on all this other stuff, like the stuff that we talked about today. Now, does it draw just as big of a fucking crowd? Not every time, no. But depending on the severity of what we're talking about they want to hear what my opinion is on that. They don't want to hear what your opinion is on that. Because you are a brainless dipshit who's sitting here talking about small coffees and the little flappy lids on it.
I don't understand. So what do? We take the fucking cap off. But, something about them small Dunkin' Donuts coffees in the city when you're out there in Beantown or any part of Massachusetts with that cold, frosty air. And did I say 30? Let me go down a little bit. Maybe 15 degrees. I'm being nice. Maybe 12. And he's out there, and he's got his paper, The Globe, and he puts on AM radio. And it's a loop. They're just talking and talking. Or he might listen to some old Frank Sinatra or something like that. And I used to just sit back and
now, what's he doing here? Like, did he? I mean, I noticed that he graduated apparently from his storage unit, apparently, right? It seems like he graduated from his storage unit, graduated from his car. But it looks like he may have rented a space on the other side of BLT's bedroom. It's totally what it seems like.
just watch that old gentleman. Like, wow, I love this guy. This guy doesn't give two fucks. He's just living his life. I used to see a guy who swam the breakers. You know what the breakers were? The breakers was at Revere Beach. They called it the breakers, and it was just where it actually had like a ramp that went into the water. It's not there no more. And people used to walk down the ramp and swim, like, it was deep. Like right when you went in, it was like over your head. And the old man would just swim, like on his back, just swim the whole thing. 7 a.m. Hey, it's me. I'm just going to wake up, go get a cup of coffee, and jump in the ocean.
Can you imagine that? They're sitting there talking on the phone. Hey, listen, Brian, I'm kind of hurting over here because I couldn't come up. Like Duncan won't let me hang out in the parking lot anymore. And I'm really hurting over here because I had the storage unit and everything, right? And I couldn't pay the rent on it. I mean, they want $30 a month on that shit. They want $30 a month on that, kid. I was just wondering. And BLT's like, well, you know what? I'm really low on cash, and you could probably. I mean, Will's 6-tier membership. It's not covering it. So, if you want to just I could give you that little corner, right over there, because I got my corner with the lights and everything, and then you could just set up whatever you want in that corner, and you just hook me up with whatever, dude. If you rock me to sleep at night, then that's all I need. I don't really need money, but if you just rock me to sleep at night, then you can hang out right there on the other side of the room. You just put a little curtain up or something to separate it. Yo, you're a fucking lifesaver. You're a lifesaver, Brian. Anybody who talks shit about you, kid, I can't believe it. You want me to give you a little foot massage too? Is that what you want? I could give you a little foot massage. You're working hard in the haberdashery. You're working hard, kid.
What are you doing today? I'm going to drink this coffee and jump in the fucking ocean and just swim on my back at 75. People watch it, but you're not going to catch that. You got to be up for all times of the day. Riding the bus. Or the late night, burning the midnight oil, driving through. I was the guy when I was young. I used to drive through Chinatown. I lived Chinatown, where I started out. I never went to college, but I actually was very active in colleges, the Museum of Fine Arts, UMass up in Amherst. Because when I was doing hip hop music, I was around the colleges, mostly the Museum of Fine Arts. So I learned a lot about the Museum of Fine Arts and being around college kids, riding the trains, the buses, and things like that. But at nighttime, we would be creeping around The combat zone probably wasn't the most safest place to be. But goddamn, that combat zone. Talk about nostalgia. See, I like weird shit. Some people might call me a weirdo. That's okay. But you got to be up for it. You got to be present. Take a look around, and that's what inspires you. That's what makes you push the pen. That's what makes you have thoughts. That's what makes you know God is present. When you can take a look around and see people moving and living their life. And then that's anywhere you go. You don't have to be in Boston for it. You could be anywhere.
No shit. Wow.
Forget a comfort zone. I don't want a comfort zone. I want to be uncomfortable.
Are you-
I always want to make myself uncomfortable.
Are you trying to tell us, in your grand wisdom, are you trying to tell us that you could get culture other places than Boston? Is that what you're trying to tell us there, JFK? Huh? That we could get culture in other places than Boston? You don't have to go to Boston? Wow.
Because I have too much passion. I refuse to get comfortable. This morning stream, I got to get on the morning streams. I only got 160 people watching, but that's
I refuse to get comfortable. I refuse to get comfortable. That's why I got a cot in a storage unit. I refuse to get comfortable.
okay. It's not only, that's 166 people. They probably don't even know I'm on because I'm usually not. But I try to jump in to catch that wave because you never know who you might talk to or what you might get into.
I never
and today,
know.
this morning, I'm looking for the third party. Are y'all caught up, buddy?
You all caught up. Why did you lie?
Shut the fuck up. Oh my God, bro. Oh my God, dude. 6 hours of this shit. 6.5 hours of this shit.
I'm just saying. About that, dude. Tune in. And we know Kevy Kev loves the cigarettes. But you know, Kevy Kev was so happy. I talked to Kevy after. He was so happy. He felt embraced by a family. Purpose. Incentive.
Purpose.
Some of us will never get incentive, right? And that's what opportunity is. Opportunity really don't have any incentive.
No? Opportunity?
It's not like if you take this
Don't have
opportunity,
incentive.
this is what we're going to give you. No, there's nothing given in an opportunity. You take the opportunity, you live with the result. There's nothing going to be given to us to this Eddie case, but they got love. They took the opportunity, and one thing they didn't know they were going to get. I can
Wow.
assure you, my guys, Jay Brill, big dude, isn't he? Look at this fucking guy. Look at
Like, let me tell you something. It takes shit to locate a family of a case, reach out to them, and then take pictures with them. Like, hey, we care. Look at us. We care. We care about you. We care. Like, it takes fucking nothing to do that. Like, I've been watching people do that shit for 7 fucking years. There's a high profile case. They go, oh, well, those are just everyday people. All we got to do